Hello everyone, welcome you all to another video on graph theory. So in the previous video we have seen what a graph is, why it is used, and we have also seen what a directed graph and undirected graph is. So continuing with that, there are two other types of graph which is termed as weighted and unweighted graph. So what is a weighted graph and unweighted graph? So weighted graph is a graph in which the edges means those paths that connect the different vertices have a specific value associated with that. Now that value is some measurable value. It can be either time, it can be either cost, it can be any value or distance or whatever it is that is associated with a particular edge. So if we look into the definition, so weighted graph is nothing but a graph in which each edge has a weight or value associated with it. Each edge is having a weight associated with that edge. Now what is this weight? The weight is nothing but it can be the cost, it can be time, it can be distance, anything, any numerical measurable value. Now, if we take as an example, suppose there are 5 different locations. So, out of these 5 locations, say A to B, if any person wants to move from A to B, they will have to pay 5 rupees. Or this 5 can be, say, 5 minutes or 5 hours. So, it can be anything. Similarly, from B to E, E to D, and so on. Now, the thing here is that if one wants to move from A to D, they can take either from A to B, B to E, and E to D, or from A to C and then C to D. So, which path will a person take from moving from A to D? There are 2 paths. One is this person can move from A to B, then to E, then to D. So that is one path in which this person can move. Otherwise, he can move from A to C, then from C to D. So now look at the cost. Why this cost is required or why this weight is required? From A to B it is 5 plus 2. From B to E it is 2. From E to D it is 3. So the total cost or total weight will be 10. Now this 10 can be cost, time, distance or whatever it is. Similarly, from A to C it will cost 6. From C to D it will cost 7. So 6 plus 7 is 13. So which path will this person take? This person can take will take A to B, B to E, E to D, because its weight is less as compared to the second one. This weight is very much important. It is used. The weighted graphs are used in many cases or many applications. There are many applications. For example, traveling salesman problem. Suppose that the salesman is there, he wants to cover different locations. So that for traveling salesman problem, this is required. For transportation, courier service and all, so they also require weighted graph. Similarly, whenever we have to find the minimum cost, we will look for the minimum cost spanning tree. So for all those cases, we need weighted graph. So that's all about weighted graph. There is another category of graph which is unweighted, just opposite to the weighted graph. There is another one, unweighted graph, in which no weights or no values are associated with the paths. So these are the not the path, these are the edges. The no values are associated with the edges. So no weight or value is associated with the edges. So every edge is considered same. Now, if a person is moving from A to D, wants to move from A to D, they can move from A to B, B to E, E to D, or they can move from A to C, C to D. Since there is no weight associated with that, so every edge is considered same. So that is all about unweighted graph. If now you can connect this weighted and unweighted graph with directed graph, concept of directed graph. Let's take an example. Suppose from A to B and B to A, the cost is same. Let's take two paths. One is this, another is this one. So if this is 5 and say this is 3, what is the difference between them? It means that if a person wants to go from A to B, the weight is 5. However, if the person comes from B to A, the weight is 3. That means the going one and coming one has different weights. Has different weights means has different costs, or has different distance, has different time. So weighted graph or unweighted graph can also be connected with directed graph or undirected graph. So with this, I hope the concept of weighted graph and unweighted graph is clear. We will use this while discussing minimal cost spanning tree. This is very, very important concept here. So thank you. In the next video, we will see about what a complete graph, null graph, and all these are. Thank you.